Hello everybody and welcome back to another Planet Zoo video where we are creating yet again another habitat for the Red River Hog. And this is the second habitat that I am creating. No, sorry, I'm lying. It's the third habitat that I am creating for the new tropical back animals, the Red River Hog. And yeah, I started off building this piece, which is like a module piece. So if you add any on the grid item, it's much more easier just to duplicate it over within that grid. So you've got like a module piece. If you're new to Planet Zoo, you might not understand what I'm going on about, but hopefully this video you will. You see me just creating this gated area here, and this is going to be what leads from the outside in and inside out for the hogs to the hard shelter. Just to add in the mud effect on the platform, just to add into the little bit of realism, like mud has actually fallen off these hogs onto where they come in and out the hard shelter. And we've got a gate there as well, so it looks like the gate can come down if we want to lock them away at night time. So yeah, I've created this modular piece. We needed to create another modular piece, which I'll show you doing it now in a stop motion imagery, just using the plaster pieces and the conservation pieces as well. So this is going to go around the other modular piece. I know I keep saying modular, but that's what I'm doing. Right, let me show you what I mean and how I go about it. So I've got this now on the grid. I just need to hold control, press duplicate, and I can move this where I want it, but it's still on the grid. All those pieces together are on the grid, because remember we've selected them all. So I think I'll put that one there, and where shall I put this one? I'll put this one here. And now it's just a matter of selecting the other module piece. So let's get rid of that and bring that one in, duplicate that over. And there we go. I just need to build around this now, and we've got a hard shelter pretty much done for the hog. Now, how easier is that? Building on the grid and just using one piece and duplicating it over is so much more easier than placing individual pieces throughout the build. Right, with this inside area, I wanted it raised, obviously, because it's already raised because of the ramp going up. Just flatten the terrain there, get everything looking how we want it. And I wanted it so our guests can go in and view our hogs from the inside or view our hogs from the outside. But also our hogs, while they're inside, it will class as hard shelter, and it'll be somewhere where they can sleep as well. We'll put some bedding down and make them all comfortable in there. And it came out looking a bit like this. And you can see this is all the module pieces now added, and the hard shelter pretty much done. I've added a custom floor here as well. I've got to add the roofs, obviously, but as I say in all my builds, leave your roofs till last so you can see what you're doing on the inside. Right, these floors, these are custom made floors. I just use conservation pieces. You can see I've just kind of made one piece like I did with a modular wall and then duplicated it over. Alternative, two different colours with the conservation pieces, and we've got a custom floor. I've also added the habitat gate there, and it was time to spruce things up a little bit. There we go, that's better. Wood paddling all around the edges. We've got some rugs down, and we've got a little gate with what looks like feeding stations, and in the middle we've got everything a zookeeper could wish for to maintain this lovely habitat. Let's move on to the roof now, but just before we do, by the way, the flooring on the inside of this hard shelter / viewing area, this is a custom flooring if you did wonder and you did think, wait, I've not seen that path before. It's not a path, it's custom flooring. I just used different colours of conservation wood pieces and just layered them together to make a custom floor. Quite easy to do and quite effective. Right, the roof, you can see I've got an on the grid piece again, and I just duplicated that over with a plaster piece on top, and then it's just easier to duplicate the whole roof over then and just delete the on the grid pieces from underneath. This is how it came out looking. The hard shelter is now complete, and we've added a body of water. Obviously it's the Red River Hog, so I wanted a body of water. Let's spruce things up with some foliage on the outside of the hard shelter, and then some foliage and rock work. Let's start that off. And now comes the most time consuming part of, well, any of my creations really, and that is the foliage and rock placements. I wanted kind of this elevated area you can see you're just above the waterbed, and I didn't want to play around with the terrain tool too much, so I thought I'm just going to create it in a custom way and layer it down with some good old fashioned mulch. Yeah, just to have a little bit of raised area, just to give a little height definition and a little change in height for the hogs and for the aesthetics of the habitat really. And it's something what I don't do very often, but I thought it would work in this habitat. It's kind of like a little rock face to the water it gives it as well. And yeah, this is definitely the most time consuming thing about creating habitats for me. It is anyway. Let me know if you agree down below in the comment section. Is adding foliage and rock work. I do tend to add a lot of rock work and a lot of foliage in a lot of my builds. That probably is why it's the most time consuming. But these 4 rocks, I pretty much use these 4 rocks in every build, just because you can recolor them to whichever color you want, and they look brilliant. Just look how good they look. I've only just got a few down and it's still looking absolutely amazing so far. So it's just a matter of placing a hell of a load of these and a hell of a load of different kind of foliage. Some of the new foliage out of the tropical pack as well. And even though this is the most time consuming part of me creating stuff, it's also the most, how do I put this, therapeutic, dare I say. For some reason, placing foliage and rockwork in Planet Zoo, I kind of find it relaxing, and when it all comes together at the end, it's like kind of like job satisfaction, isn't it? You feel satisfied that you've completed it. So what I'll do, because it is time consuming, I'll skip forward now to show you how it came out looking. And this is how it did come out looking. Well, this is about 50%. This is probably about 50% done, so I just wanted to bring you back here and show you that I have got a little mud pit for the hogs there as well. The main rock face of there is now complete and in. I'm using a lot of this buffalo grass, I think it's called. And then at the start of the habitat here, that rock work and foliage is also complete. So I'll bring you back when it's fully complete. And just like that, it is now complete. Well, nearly, really close to the end now. You can see I've added a hell of a lot more rocks and a hell of a lot more foliage. I don't even know how long this took me. It took me about 4 hours, I think. Reeds at the base of the kind of like riverbed here, and then a little crossing for the hogs, and they can actually use this to cross over to the other side, which is brilliant. I was skeptical that they would use it, but they can. I've tested it. At the end of the video you will see it. And I've just added this tree, but kind of put like a barrier around this tree. You see this a lot in zoos and parks and stuff, to stop the animals scratching and wearing away at the bark of the tree. But yeah, that's the main foliage pretty much done. But we are missing a barrier, so let's bang that in. And that's what we did. A very simple barrier. I will show you how I created it right now. And I really do mean it so simple. So obviously we added the same conservation pieces with the same colouring, what we've been using throughout the build. That's the first thing we did. Then add some more, and then add these kind of like brackets, well I call them brackets, and then mesh, and done. Well, here we have it. We have a fully finished Red River Hog habitat. Remember, if you do want this habitat, the Steam Workshop link to my workshop will be in the description, where you can download this as a blueprint. But bear in mind, obviously, it might be a bit tricky to place, and you'll have to look at this video properly to see the path work. I've just ran a path. Love this path, just all the way around the outside. I added kind of a little bit more foliage, as you can see here. I did this like grid area, so it gives the idea of kind of like the water's being pushed through there, through these rocks. I quite like it. And then if we go on the inside, you've pretty much seen it. I've not changed much whatsoever. By the way, the hogs can get in this inside area, which is brilliant. And they've got everything they need as well. You can see that I've got the habitat enrichment items in there as well. We've even got a little den, what I've created on the inside of there for them as well. They're having a little swim at the moment, bless them. But yeah, that is pretty much everything done, which concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, then hit that like button. If you're new around here, then feel free to subscribe. You don't have to if you don't want to, but you might as well if you like Planet Zoo related content. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next Planet Zoo video.